I just got electrocuted, and that's why I'm making this video.
Silly. Even a 5-year-old Indian would not make this mistake.
I don't know if this means that you shouldn't marry an Indian man. Hot take. This video will save your life if you're coming to India. Dun 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 dun. I thought I'd give you guys a lay of the land, some tips, tricks, things that I wish I had known before coming to India. Seems like really minute details, but are actually super important for when you come. Electrical outlets. So here, it's not like in the US where you can just plug things in. You actually have to turn on the current in order for it to work. I'm just looking for one now. So the first time I came to India, I didn't know about this. And so the current was actually on and I just plugged something in and I electrocuted myself. And then I went and told people I just electrocuted myself. And they're like, are you stupid? Why would you plug something in when the current is on? And so I learned that one, you are not going to get any sympathy about the electrical current. But he's sleeping. Taking their afternoon nap. Oh, here's a good example. So you guys see this little switch here, which means that it's on right now. That would be turning off the current, and then you can just take it out or plug it back in. If you want the current to be on, you just switch it on. So that is super important because many a time I've been electrocuted like twice. See if I can sneak into Gaurav's. Oh, he locked it. When you come to India, make sure the devices that you bring aren't gonna explode when you plug them into the outlet here. So right now I'm using this Harry Josh hair dryer that I brought, and then I use this converter because the voltage is different, and I just plug it into the wall. It can be 2-prong, 3-prong. Basically, because we use 110 voltage and they use the 220 voltage, so it converts. Guys, I have destroyed so many hair dryers while I've been here because it didn't convert correctly, or something was off in terms of the power flow, and so it's exploded in my face. I've asked Gaurav about it, something to do with cycles and times and including voltage, but I never got that. For instance, on this particular trip, I brought this electrical blanket, threw away the plug that goes in here because I plugged it into Gaurav's aunt's place and it exploded and it turned black, and so to hide the evidence, when I first came, I brought my Dyson. It just didn't work. It didn't explode or anything, but I didn't want to short circuit it, so I didn't try again. But the first time I plugged it in, it didn't work. Hair straighteners didn't work. And so just be aware of that when you're bringing things to India. Oh my gosh. This is something. You never know what's for what. But honestly, so many switches. And it's everywhere. All the switches are like this. There's so many switches that you never know what to. Is this locked? Gaurav? Okay. Okay, so just quickly, I just want to show you guys something. They have a water heater system, or what they call a geyser. So if you ever want a hot shower, you have to turn it on. This turns off the hot water, this turns it on. And so you have to do that before it takes at least 30 minutes plus. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in the cold. So just make sure that wherever you are, that if there's a water heater, just make sure you check it. This is their bidet. Really use a lot of toilet paper in this country. They use these bidets, which is in every bathroom and toilet, but I'm not really used to it, and so I actually request whenever I come for them to get extra toilet paper just for me, which is, I know, spoiled, so spoiled. Also, the water in India, it's really hard. It's hard water. And the thing about hard water is it can cause a lot of hair loss because of the calcium, magnesium, all of the buildup that is in the water. It makes your hair really tough. No absorption of moisture or anything. It becomes really brittle and then it starts falling out. And so hard water is definitely a concern. And so I actually brought this shower head, and I just asked Gaurav's dad to help me install it into their current shower, and it's like a water softener, but it's also a filter for some of the chemicals or minerals or things that come through the water that will affect my hair. It has all these beads on it, and it's really cool. It lights up. You just have to replace the beads whenever they come. Gaurav's gonna take a shower, so let me leave. And as you guys can see, most of the ground is made of marble, and so a lot of these houses are made of marble to make sure that everything is cool, because the heat is not just in the summer, it's like all year round. And so To cool the houses down, they build it on marble, which means that inside you're going to be actually really, really cold. Especially when I come in the winter, even though it's like warm outside, it's like 70, 80s, it's really cold in the house. And so I always make sure to bring a lot of extra sweaters. And there's like no central heating in India, and so you are even more cold. I'm going to show you the garden. Very, very important in India. So a little fun tip. If you ever want to make someone feel really good, compliment their garden and compliment their gardener. I think it's called Mali. I don't know. It's the thing. They need to know that you appreciate it. And if you didn't say anything, they're going to ask you, what do you think about the flowers? Something so interesting that I think is different from the US is they all put it in these pots. I haven't really asked why everything is in a pot, but I think it has to do with one, being able to like move it around so you can do the garden differently. But also I think the soil maybe the soil isn't as good. It's like too dry or something. This is everything. And honestly, this is kind of what a standard Indian house's garden looks like. So you see these sandals? I'm actually not supposed to be wearing these outside because these are inside sandals. So again, because the floor is marble and it's really cold, your feet will get really cold and you'll probably get sick. And so what they do is they wear inside sandals or chappals, and you can also wear socks, but I found that sandals are really the best way. And of course you don't want to get the house dirty, so you never wear them outside. India collects a lot of dust anyway, and so house staff are cleaning the house every day, so you just don't want to make it dirtier for them, so you wear your inside sandals. I think people just bring Crocs or something, generally from the US. If not, you can always buy them here. They're not going to be that expensive, and there's so many sandal shops. Oh, and whenever you guys go to the market, always try and bring someone who's local, because the foreigner tax is actually really real, and the price I quote you is going to be absurd. I mean, there are times when me and Gaurav go to the market and I am forced to stand in a corner and he has to act like he doesn't know me, because the price will literally go up 500 times if I'm standing nearby, because, you know, she's like, those are chumps, and because they're chumps, I'm just going to charge them like so much more money. Just bring someone who actually knows how to talk to them in Hindi, or you're kind of screwed. As a rule of thumb, with water, I always buy the bottled water. I don't drink anything that is opened or given to me. Even at restaurants, I don't really drink it. Yeah, even if they say it's filtered, I still kind of stay away from it. And I've noticed that a lot about my other American friends as well. They'll come and they just won't drink anything that's already open. They said it's filtered, then often they'll take the filtered water and have someone boil it again, just to make sure that it's safe for them to drink. Just because it's not that the water, there's something wrong with water, it's that our tolerance and our immunity to the water in India is just so low. And so just buying something that is, you know, bottle is just so much better. I've noticed that because the water is also different, when I wash my face in the sink, I actually break out. Similar hard water phenomenon as when I talked about the showering. So in India, what I do is I actually will take the bottled water and I'll use that to wash my face to just prevent further breakouts. Still get like a few breakouts when I'm here, just because of changing climate and time zone and etc. But to prevent that, I do make sure I bring all of my own products and body wash, shampoo, all of my skincare, and then I use bottled water to clean my face. But one of the pro tips is that if you have a book list, you should definitely bring it to India, because it is significantly cheaper to buy books in India than it is in the US. I will actually show you. Okay, so Gaurav just recently bought this Python book in India, and it says it's illegal for sale in the US. You see this? It says illegal under Indian law to export this book from India. Do you see the price difference here? So in India, it will say it's 949 rupees, and then the US edition says 3,300 rupees. I will do the conversion for you. It's so significant, and I found that is like a major hack whenever I want to just buy a lot of books. I would say you can buy the books on Amazon.in if you have friends or family that can do that for you, or the local bookstores are really good. They're really stocked with a ton of English books because everyone here reads English books. I would recommend not buying the books in a car, so there will be people trying to sell you books on the street as you're driving. And I would say don't buy those because I've bought a couple of those and the pages were missing or the print was crooked or there were things that were wrong with the book that I would often find. So let's go back outside because it's like a really nice day today. I think it's only like in the 80s today. So it's one of those rare days that I actually just like to sit outside.
Prince of my little house.
Gaurav can tell me if this is true or not. Say, stock up on all of your teas from India because I heard the tea selection in India is even better than the tea selection in the UK.
True.
True?
True.
From an Indian himself.
Yeah. Don't let the Britishers tell you anything about tea.
Just like a couple of other tips. I know, guys, there's so many. There is no decaf. It's in a few places, like at a Starbucks in Delhi in some corner of the world. But if you're outside of Delhi, it's going to be really hard to find decaf. They're going to look at you like you're crazy when you say a coffee without caffeine. Tea time, there's always tea time here right before dinner. It's at 6 p.m., right?
Yeah, it's tea and samosas.
No one ever has samosas. What
You
are
had
you talking
samosas
about?
yesterday.
Yeah, that was like one time in 5 years.
You gotta advertise it as tea and samosa. Or tea and biscuits maybe. You had a biscuit today.
That's just because I like chocolate biscuit.
We don't eat beef here in India.
Oh my gosh, don't even think about beef while you guys are here.
Indian cow is sacred.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the joke. So we were at one of Gaurav's Indian uncle's house and he made this crazy joke. He said that the Indian cow is sacred, but we eat cow in America because the American cow is not sacred. So we will gladly eat all of the American cow.